Those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Amp2.tv presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on amp2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Hello, and welcome to Tell Us Your Biz on WWNN, South Florida's FM Talk, Money Talk Radio. My name is Sandy Fernandez. I am the president and founder of Karmic Currency, the energy behind business and finance, and I will be your host tonight, along with my lovely friend, Dr. Hillary Taylor, Dr. THC, who is Dr. Taylor's Holistic Community. And tonight we're going to be taking calls, so make sure you call into the station at 888-565-1470, where we're going to be talking about money, energy, spirituality, how to manifest, how to clear your energy in order to manifest more abundance, align your business, and just, who doesn't want more money, right?
Yes.
We all want more money. So let's just get right into it. So right before we started, Hillary and I were talking, and we were like, okay, so what are we going to say? And one of the things that she mentioned was a side hustle. And in the time of COVID, a lot of people started developing second businesses and started looking for ways to generate additional streams of revenue. And when she said that, I was like, absolutely not. We don't talk about side hustles. And one of the things, and one of the reasons why I tell my clients a lot not to say the word side hustle is the word hustle has a very negative connotation to it. And when you are truly launching a business or growing your business, number one, you want to give it the respect that it deserves. So you want to actually maybe call it a side gig, which is fine. But if you have a side hustle, even if you're just making cupcakes on the weekend or gift baskets or doing anything, it's very unlikely that anyone's going to refer you business because they're not going to take it seriously. They say, if she doesn't take it seriously, who am I to take it seriously? Right?
Absolutely. And I think using words and paying attention to the words we use, I need work with that. And when I said side hustle, I caught myself, and then you said something, we don't use that word. And you're right, like what I do, just because it's multifaceted doesn't mean that anything is a side hustle. Everything is part of my business. So I could definitely appreciate that part and also offer that to our listeners and our viewers, my friends, those people who are, engaged in an MLM, making sure that you do the research, but it doesn't need to be this negative, oh, I've heard about MLMs. They seem like they're ripoffs or, doing the research and really figuring out if it's an investment that you can have. And you talked about alignment.
Yes.
And, I think I talk about during COVID was really a time where I feel like a lot of people reassessed.
Yes.
And they may or may not, the outcome of that may or may not have been, I'm really happy with what I'm doing, or I hate what I'm doing and I need to change. It just might be what I'm doing doesn't really align with me.
Yeah.
So I promote what are you passionate about and making that, even if it's not income driven at the beginning, if you're passionate about what you do, it can bring you income, and figuring out outside of the box.
Correct.
How to become abundant, how to be prosperous. Some of my clients are finishing college and they're looking at me and saying, okay, well, what do I want to do with my career? How can I make money?
Yeah.
Maybe I do have some debt, which I would love to talk to you about
definitely.
too, how to clear up some debt. But how do I figure out what I'm interested in and what aligns with me? And my biggest thing that I can say is at any point in your life, you can reassess.
Yes.
And just because you go to school for one thing doesn't mean that you have to come out and do that one thing. But if you're curious, try different things. Try to see what resonates with you, what really aligns with you. If I knew that I aligned with rocks. I might have become a gemologist or an
And
art.
for those of you who are listening who cannot see us in the studio, Dr. Hillary has her crystals and her stones laid out on the table. I also have my stones on the table. I carry them in my bra. So,
Yes.
you know, it's, look, Freddie's looking at us funny, but it's
I have
true.
them
I carry
everywhere.
them everywhere.
We know that Dawn has them.
Yes.
And I bring them with me. Today I brought the ones that I use more for prosperity and abundance and money, and learning that's not a selfish thing to ask the universe for. It doesn't mean I have to give away all of the money that I'm given. You know, if a money tree suddenly grows because I manifested it, that would be great. But that doesn't mean that I can't use it for good too.
Correct.
So I want, when people hear, manifesting money, we're not talking about the greed side of it. We're talking about manifesting it with love and
Yes.
light and intent. To be prosperous, to be philanthropic, with that intent of giving back.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. And I was having lunch earlier today, and I was mentioning that to my colleague and to my friend, and I said, manifestation right now is a very big buzzword, and I feel like it's being thrown around very easily. And people fail to realize that manifestation is the result of actions taken. So you can't just manifest something without taking fully either inspired action or aligned action or purposeful action towards the things that you want. And one of the things that I teach, and I know that we're on the same page, we do some of that similar, coaching that we do, is understanding and helping people connect with their purpose and connecting with their passion, which goes back to what you had said earlier, a conversation again that I had today, because I've been aligned all day, right, today, and just really connecting with that and saying, listen, if you are truly following your passion and your purpose, you're not working, right? Because you're not chasing money. You're chasing your passion and you're chasing your purpose. And I've been in my business now 5 years, and I really haven't worked a day in 5 years. It's phenomenal. I've been, touring all day today here in this, in the Boca area, and it's just been so fun because everything has just been very serendipitously, just opening up because you're in that creation, you're in that frequency of making things happen, and then they manifest, and then that is the result that we get.
And it's interesting when you listen to people and the words, going back to the words they use, if you ever come up to somebody who says, oh, I have such bad luck.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. What makes you different than the person that has good luck? Maybe you're saying, and somebody told me a really long time ago that I have manifested everything that has happened to me. And I was like, well, wait, what does that mean exactly? And it's like, wait a minute. If I'm worried about things, everything that I've been worried about has happened. Why has that happened? Because I put my energy in it.
Correct.
I sat there and I worried about something happening. I worried about failing a test
Yep.
more than studying for the test.
100%.
So obviously, when you put those things together, if I spend all of my time sitting and thinking about the debt that I've accumulated and I don't do anything about it,
Right.
all that's going to happen is it's going to build up and it's not going to go away.
Correct.
If I spend 10 minutes a day thinking about the money that is going to come to me with ease and flow,
Yes.
the money that I'm going to bring into my life with love and light, the money that I'm going to bring into my life to help other people. And I brought here, if you can't see, I brought a green candle. I surround myself with green things for 10 minutes. I might hold a rock. This is pyrite. For those of you who can see it, it looks like gold, and it's called fool's gold. And it's supposed to, the properties, if you Google these, whether you believe in it or not, the properties is it's supposed to get rid of the negativity that's standing between you and success. And then there's weird things that happen.
Yeah.
When you have stones or rocks, for those of you who know, you may feel that different things.
Yes.
When you hold them. You may feel heat, you may feel cold. On the way here, I found it very telling. I had a small stone, and I'm actually picking up pieces of it as we talk, a stone that fell and broke, and that's never happened to me before. So it's like, if I walk around the earth and I think that that nothing happens for a reason,
Yeah.
I wouldn't read anything into that.
No, it's true.
But I could think, why did that happen?
Right.
Maybe it's because I'm focusing on it. Maybe it's because something is wonderful is about to happen. Why does
Right.
it have to be something bad?
Correct.
Maybe I didn't need that stone anymore because money is about to come to me. I'm big on other cultures. These are Chinese. They're not real, but they're like ancient Chinese coins,
Yes, I
and
love
they
those.
hang them together, and you can find these in lots of different shops. They're prosperity coins, and so it's culturally in so many different religions, cultures, ethnicities. It's used. People do manifest things. People wish for things. People pray for things.
Right.
So why not spend 10 minutes a day focusing on the good things that you want in a non-selfish manner? And then I always, of course, like to follow it up with, what are you grateful for?
Correct.
And what are you thankful for? And I think that having a balance between those things makes you not feel selfish,
Yeah.
and also makes you tap into, I'm doing this for a reason. What do I want my day to look like? What do I
Right.
want to focus on? What do I want? Do I want to be in alignment all day long?
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't your intent when you woke up this morning.
Oh no,
But-
today it absolutely was. Today,
But look,
today and every day it always
then
is.
it manifested
Yes.
itself. And sometimes understanding that, and at the end of the day, when we are alone or going through our thoughts at night and maybe feeling negative or feeling bad, really going through like the positive things
Yeah.
that happened and
Yeah, gratitude,
celebrating.
gratitude, being grateful.
Absolutely.
And sometimes gratitude starts with the little things too. You know, because if you're a person who's maybe having a bad day or you're going through some things financially, it's hard to think about the good. But the reality is that when we're talking about manifesting, we're constantly manifesting all day. The universe doesn't speak English, Spanish, French, Russian. It speaks frequency and it speaks vibration. So the more that you're aligned and the more that you're inspired in that particular energetic space is the more that you're attracting it. So it's like if you wake up in the morning and you missed the alarm and then you didn't walk the dog on time, so you pooped on the carpet and then there was no hot water and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is the kind of day I'm going to have. And then next thing you know, you got a flat tire and it's a snowball effect. Instead
Absolutely.
of you missed the alarm and shifting that energy and going, you know what? Who knows what I was spared from today? You know, who knows what this has saved me? Oh, well, I'm already late. I'm going to take my time now. And shifting into that energy of being grateful. And all of a sudden, your entire perspective shifts.
Absolutely. And if you are one of those people that thinks positively, and you know those people that think negatively,
Oh, I don't have anybody like that. I
you
cut you
know,
off real quick.
yeah, because you know how quickly it changes your mood just hearing them.
Yep.
So, I had a roommate that would F this and F that, and I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I hate my job. And
Yeah.
it made my vibration in the morning like, wow, I
Yeah.
just woke up to that. And
Yeah.
now where's my magical, wonderful morning? So obviously one of the first things I did was get rid of that roommate.
Yes.
And then really pay attention to, how do I want my day to go? Starting it out the way that I want my day to go.
On purpose. And like you said, and
Absolutely.
with intention. It's, one of the things that I've started doing, and I want to say I started doing this probably like over the last year, right? Because I'm not perfect, far from it. But one of the things that I've started doing over the last years, I'm not checking my phone immediately when I wake up, which a lot of us have the habit because it's our alarm clock. It sits next to us. We have it charged, and then it's dinging, dinging, dinging. And you're like, oh, let's see what happened. And you start either scrolling through, social media, or you're checking your emails, or you're looking at the texts, and that sets the tone for your day. There you go. And it sets the tone for your day. So instead, I'll look at the time. I see the notifications, and it's hard. Listen, I'm not saying that this is easy because it's a habit. And some days I don't always do it, but I try to really be very intentional and not look at the phone right away. Give it a few minutes because you know what? I'm just waking up. Maybe I just had like a really yummy dream. And I want to, kind of contemplate that. I want to think about that. I want to hear the birds chirping outside. I want to hear, is there wind? Is there rain? I just want to, smell my sheets. How do I feel? What's my body saying? And how did I sleep? So you start becoming more aware of yourself, of your surroundings, and you're peaceful. I water my plants. I give food to the dog, the cats. I make my coffee. And then I'm like, all right, let me get on social media. Because, social media, it's crazy. You don't know what's going to pop up. It could be a motivational quote. It could be some drama, some news feed of, a shooting or something. And that's going to set the tone for your whole day.
Absolutely. And
So,
I've also been working on it. And I was with you this morning.
Yes.
I said that my phone was in my car, and it wasn't. It was at home. And that would be the second day in a row that I left my phone at home. And I had to talk myself out of panic and go, okay, I'm with a bunch of people that have phones. If I need to call anybody, I don't know their number because it's in my phone. So what am I going to do? But who am I going to need to call?
Right.
Of course, I can ask Dawn. I can ask Freddie. Can
Right.
you call 911?
Right.
Wait, who do I need to call? Why do I need to
Right.
check my Instagram?
Yes.
Because it's lunchtime. Why do I need to check my Facebook when a notification comes through? Why can't I wait? And I say this to people all the time. What is going to happen
Well, but we live
in those few hours
Right.
that you're adjusting to your morning, you're adjusting to you're checking in with
Right.
yourself. We live in an
We
instant
do.
gratification.
We do. Exactly. Everything is drive-through. Now we get everything delivered. We get, Starbucks delivers now. You can get anything on the fly. Nobody is willing to take any time. Yesterday I was watching a documentary on Netflix about the guy who created Bitcoin, or he created the exchange for Canada on Bitcoin. Pretty cool story. And one of the victims, that he lost all his money in Bitcoin, makes a comment, and I thought it was so powerful. And he goes, I took all the money and I invested in Bitcoin. He was like, because who wants to get rich slow? And I thought about that, and I said, it's a very interesting perspective, which is true, because we all want to get rich quick, but that's the problem. Because slow and steady is really where the real growth happens, right? You can't rush. If you plant a tree or you plant a flower, you can't rush it. You don't scream over the tree, come on, seed, hurry up, you're taking too long. You don't yell at a baby that's learning to crawl, hurry up. You're not walking.
And one of the things
I think, and we do this.
I think everybody in general has difficulty with patience.
Yes.
And I talk about the seasons, and I'm really big on moon phases and the portals and the eclipses. And April is seed planting season.
Yes.
So plant your
April
seeds.
showers bring May flowers.
Right, and plant those It takes a year to grow a pineapple. Ooh.
Speaking of rain, that was
Right?
like a big thunder.
So things don't happen coincidentally.
No.
But there's, our seeds are gonna get rained on but we have to plant them.
Yes.
We can't just sit back and say, oh, they're gonna come from the sky, because they're not. The money is not gonna come from the sky. We actually, like you said, we have to plant those seeds.
We have to create the opportunity. We have to put ourselves in positions to create opportunities for ourselves and for the people around us for those things to happen. Because a lot of times people have great ideas and they sit on those ideas and you're going, well, what are you doing with that? That's phenomenal. And they're like, I don't know. And you say, well, did you call anybody? Did you talk to anybody about it? Did you post about it? Are you sharing that? Because a lot of times, we keep those things to ourselves. And I'm a big, big believer that, number one, there are certain ideas and certain projects that the universe, God, whatever it is that you believe, gives specifically to you, and it's meant only for you. And if you don't do it, it just never happens. But there are certain concepts and certain things that need to be born and gifted into the world that if you don't do it and you snooze on it, the universe will absolutely take it from you and give it to someone else. And we've all had that experience. You're like, oh my God, I thought of that. Like, what's that topsy-turvy, the towel thing for your hair? How many women have not thought about that?
I believe that I was the original founder of Delivery Dudes. I have been thinking about who can deliver me a piece of chocolate cake in the middle of the night. And then they came up with the Delivery Dudes, or like a bottle of rum.
Uber Eats, or
Uber
now
Eats.
Postmates.
Now it's everywhere and everybody. But
Yeah.
it does start with an idea.
Yep.
It starts with the awareness that the idea needs to be had.
Yep.
And then it starts with the intentions.
Yes.
And what am I going to do with the idea? And I'm just not going to sit back and wait for it to happen. I'm going to do something. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other.
Yep.
And no matter what I'm afraid of, I'm going to go in because we all know change is scary.
Absolutely.
Money is terrifying.
For a lot of people.
For a lot of people, it's paralyzing. You know, we
Yes.
see those bills pile up and we're like, oh, I'd rather just put them aside than start going through them.
Right.
And what's going to happen if you put them aside?
Well, and avoidance when it comes to money is very tricky. And I just wanted to say again, if anybody wants to call in, the number is 888-565-1470. So if you're interested in this topic or you want to know a little bit more about money, definitely call in because I love taking questions. It's like my super fun
And we
thing.
only have a few more minutes left. So I would love to hear your responses to what we're talking about. And I just have a quick question for you because it is a money question. I'm assuming you charge for your services,
Of course.
right?
Nobody works for free. This is not a charity.
Right. And so I do as well. But I come across people who say, money's really hard. I know that this is a priority for me, but I can't afford you. What do you say to those people?
So, number one, also as an entrepreneur and also as a business owner, if you're having clients that say they can't afford you, then you need to start reevaluating who your audience is and who your demographic is. Because I don't want to attract clients that can't afford to pay me. So that's a little bit of reflection for you too. You know,
Absolutely.
and again, I've done that too because when I first started my business, I was doing 1,000,001 things and I was doing tons of stuff for free. And I got to the point that I said, I can't do that anymore. I need to charge because I can't call the electricity company or the mortgage company and say, hey, can I come and do a yoga class for you guys so I don't have to pay tonight? It doesn't work like that. So that's number one, setting up boundaries and looking at your marketing and your branding so that you're targeting the right audience. Perfect. And then the second thing that I would tell you is really hiring the right person is important. Like you would go to the best doctor, you would go to the best gym, you would hire a professional for the things that you want. And when it comes specifically to money, I've had clients who've done that and they've kind of taken that leap and invested into themselves. And when they do, that's where the money angel steps in and all of a sudden things get manifested. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I got my tax refund, or I got a random refund in the mail, or somehow they got magically money because you send that message into the universe that you're going to step into abundance and trust of the abundance and step away from scarcity and lack.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think it is changing a demographic and also having those conversations with those people who are kind of on the fence about are they worth it or are they not?
Exactly.
And really taking this whole conversation and saying, what am I worth?
Yeah,
Am I
absolutely.
worth calling a life coach? Am I worth calling somebody who's really good with my
And you are
money?
worth it. You absolutely are worth it.
Absolutely.
So let's get this thing wrapped up. Do you want to wrap it up, Tracy? How do we find you?
Yes.
She's so amazing. She does
Thank
so much
you.
more magic than everything that she talks about.
If
so.
you'd like to get in touch with me or text me, call me 561 285 2815. drthc.net. I'm also Dr. Hillary Taylor. You can Google me. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over the place.
I love it.
It was a pleasure being here. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all, and have a wonderful night.
Yeah, thank you.
This has been Tell Us Your Business, where a special guest comes on every week and tells us what they do. All shows can be seen on amp2.tv, and if you wish to be a guest, call 866-224-5422 and tell us about your business. That's 866-224-5422. This has been an amp2.tv production.